Hey guys, welcome to the podcast where it has to be said. My name is Denise, and here we are with
Jen
Jen
from Tribeca.
from Tribeca. So Jen is a long friend from childhood. Who's here today? She has been like one of our top fans of the podcast.
I thought you were gonna say top person we've been wanting on the podcast, but okay.
Oh yeah, that too.
I'll be a fan.
That too. She's very bubbly and animated, so I'm sure it's gonna be a very interesting episode. They might want you again. I'm just saying.
I was just gonna say when Elvis can, I could always fill in. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, guys, I'm back here in the camera right now, guys.
He's gonna be putting order because this is gonna get crazy. So Jen and I grew up in the church. Basically, I think you came at like 5 years old, 6.
Yes, 4, I think.
Yeah. So we've known each other for a very long time. Similar to Haiti, even though we talk here and there. I think we text each other randomly. I don't even think us. Yeah, like we don't even do like a formal hey, how are you? It's just I send something random.
Here's a reel. Here's a reel for the day.
Here's this and that. So it's been, oh my God, I don't even want to say how long it's been. It's been like
We're only 21 years old.
yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you had Ellie when you were 6. We're only 21. I don't know what you're
we're gonna
about.
keep it that way. So we've known each other for some time. The actual time, no one needs to know. Jen always got us in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. Back then, we were always getting in trouble, especially at church. There was always something, and I was always caught up in it. Okay, and then I would be the one getting in trouble because I was a leader and I had to set an example.
I don't think that was the case, which was the reason maybe now thinking I would let my anger out on Moses. Because there's no way it was my fault all the time.
She would start stuff.
Am I the drama?
Yes. Yes.
No.
She loved the drama. No, but we had fun. We had
an amazing childhood in that church.
Yes, we did. We made it fun. I think after our group it's not the same.
It doesn't hit the same.
No.
Doesn't hit the same. That's like equivalent to like Mean Girls, the new one.
Yeah. It's not the same. You can't mess up with the OGs.
I mean, everything was great until I lost my virginity.
We didn't rehearse this, guys, so just FYI. So is that why you left?
Yeah. I just felt like after I lost my virginity, I felt uncomfortable going to church. The church didn't make me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I just felt like I was being, I don't know, like fake. Like, why would I continue doing what I'm doing and then go to church and pretend like I'm this goody tissue?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the reason.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. That's crazy. And it's because we grew up Pentecostal, so we grew up coming out of the era. Like, I think we had a little bit more of grace, our generation, than the group before us. Like, the group before us, it was, versus like where the group we started hanging out with, that's when we started being able to start going to the movies, going bowling, doing things that before, like a generation before, a group before us felt it was a sin to do, right?
So, I agree.
So we grew up heavy with so many things being a sin. I mean, we're not saying that having sex before marriage is ideal, but all those things kind of were heavily like instilled in us that it brought often a lot of guilt anytime we did anything wrong.
And I think that's another reason, because I go to church now, but before it was more focusing on being perfect versus just you do what you try your best, and no one is perfect but God. So I took that pressure off myself, but it was definitely also the people, not to blame anyone, but my mom kind of expected obviously more from us to be perfect and wait till marriage and then you have kids. So initially, I lost my virginity to this guy because we were already dating for 2 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why wait longer? We're going to get married.
Oh, yeah, love of my life.
The love of my life. We're going to get married. And then he cheated, so there goes that.
It didn't last. It didn't last.
You know what's so funny? I never told you this, how I found out he cheated on me.
I didn't even know this was the reason you left. But I
can't believe. So what did you think the reason was?
I don't know. I feel that after I mean, I guess I would assume, like, for most people who have left, it's just the pressure of just having to be a certain standard. And I think it was heavy back then, the whole, like, oh, you can't be in sin if you're participating, right? And sometimes it's just too much. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I don't want to live up to the standard, or also the inability to do stuff, right? Like being withheld for don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. That once you come of age, your average person who becomes 18 and up is like, I'm going to go try everything out there because I was like repressed from that.
Yeah, but you know what's so crazy? We were also hanging around with older people, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do what they were doing.
Yes.
I would say it was definitely once I lost my virginity, I just didn't feel comfortable. But in a sense, I felt like there was also favoritism in the church. Like some people were able to get away with more because of their relationship with, like, let's say, for example, like a pastor.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that was like a big turnoff for me. But back to getting cheated on, I found out we were one day downstairs in the bathroom, and you told me, you was just like, hey, did you and this person break up? And I was just like, what the heck? Does she know something I don't know? I just went along with it because I'm like, I'm not going to look dumb. So I was like, yeah, why? And you was like, oh, like how long ago?
Yo.
And I was like 2 weeks ago. Oh, wow, that person moves on really fast because they already have a picture up with their current partner.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
That's literally how, and this was like MySpace days. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I guess, he found another girlfriend. That's okay. So I went home because originally he told me he deactivated his MySpace. In reality,
now you're showing your age with the whole MySpace situation.
I mean, Facebook. And then he told me he deactivated his account. And in reality, he blocked me. So then I created a fake MySpace account.
Right.
Typical girl. Typical girl.
Searched him up. He's dumb because it was public.
Not
and
toxic
I
at all.
saw all these pictures of him and a girl. And that's how I found out he was cheating on me.
That's crazy.
And then I reached out to the girl. And she was just like, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know. She told me I knew of you, but in the sense, like, you guys were together for 4 years, broke it up.
Yeah.
And every time you would call him or text him, he would just make it seem like I'm this, like, crazy ex-girlfriend. And I'm like, thank you.
And not you making a fake account, not kind of validating that point. I'm just saying.
So you found yourself in that place. So let's not talk. I have a question about that, right? Because it's interesting that you left church because of that. First question is, did you have anybody from church actually reach out to you when you left?
No. Probably Denise. But that was pretty much it. Like,
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, adult-wise, no one.
None
and
of the
Maria,
leadership?
But Maria always asks for me.
Oh, yeah.
None of the leaderships. I don't know who was a leader back then, but nobody from leadership. It's crazy because, right, we teach, or we get lectured of what to not do in church, and then when we do it, the best thing we could have is reaching out to you to make sure that everything is okay. And a lot of times in church, they just tell us not to do this, not to do this. But they don't teach us, okay, when you do this mistake, right, how do you kind of overcome this to make sure that you don't fall off of church, right? And it's not only about reaching out, but perfect example, losing your virginity, having sex. How could you go back to understanding that all you
You
really
laughing at him?
need is grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's what we all need because we are gonna fall short to what we're supposed to do. So
Yeah, that's true. I feel that that's an area that lacks in a lot of churches. I feel like it almost becomes, I don't want to say a cult. It becomes like a group,
It's a little culty.
right? It's a little group where it's like if you're not in the building, if you're not involved, then I have to disconnect. And I don't think that's how um relationships should work, right? Because it shouldn't be that I'm close to you, or I'm a friend of yours, or I get along with you because you're a follower of Christ and a believer today, right? It should be that regardless of where you are in life, I can still have conversations with you. I can still look out for you and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Just checking in
Yeah.
on you, right? It's not about necessarily like not recruiting you to come back. Like, yeah, it'd be great if you come back to follow God,
Just like
because
a check-in.
yeah,
It's
following
nice.
God, but necessarily just just because you're not in doesn't mean that relationship should be severed because of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But how do you think, I mean, it's hard to keep tabs on people too. Like, what's a way that you can improve, like your church can improve on that? Because it's just so hard. Also,
you
I
gotta
never
learn.
took it
I
personal.
think you
Yeah.
should learn how to love the people around you. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm not gonna mention any names, but there's a lot of people that are not in church now that I still reach out to. I don't reach out on a weekly basis. I probably reach out to them, twice a year. But I'm like, listen, I'm making sure that you're okay. We're praying for you. We love you. What's up, bro? And that really goes a long way because I had instances where people will go to me and they'll be like, it's crazy, Elvis, because you're the only one that would have reached out to me from church.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's like those are the little things that they're like, listen, I'm struggling to go to church. I know I'm supposed to do good. And you're kind of that fresh reminder every time you text me where I'm not like, Jesus loves you, do this, do that, but they know that I represent Christ.
Yeah.
So those little things are the ones that could kind of go a long
Of
way.
course. And but are these your friends? Like you guys were? Oh, they were
Not at
just.
all. Not, again, a
Wow.
lot of people that I don't want to mention here that we really didn't have a friendship, but I feel like I learned to love them because ultimately none of them are perfect.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes, and a lot of times I'm like, bro, I used to do the same mistakes you were making,
Same.
but I learned from those mistakes and I learned not to continue making them. They just kept on doing the same
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to do better as a church, really.
Yeah, because not for nothing, because of my surgeries, I haven't been going to church that consistent. But when they reach out, it's like I take it as a sign, like,
Hmm.
wow, you really caught
Mhm.
me at like a really vulnerable state right now. And it just makes my day, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing. That's amazing that he does that.
How long it took you to want to go back to a church?
So I left church 17 and I went back 28.
Oh
So a
wow,
really long time.
that was a huge gap.
A very huge gap. I mean, I would go for holidays like
Right.
Easter, Christmas, but I started going consistently at 28.
What pushed you to want to come back?
Um, Dating a narcissist
Oh,
will do that to you.
okay. Tell me
Yeah.
more.
um, I don't know what made me. Okay, so I was with my ex for 2 years. According to my therapist, allegedly there might be a little narcissist tendencies, and that relationship really broke me, right? So after we broke up, because we did live together, so after we broke up, I went to therapy, which was the first time I took therapy seriously.
Oh wow.
Usually I would go like once every 6 months, like here and there for fun,
Like, hey.
for fun and giggles. And then after that relationship, I did therapy twice a week consistently for 6 months. And I just had to ask myself, like, why nothing has changed? Like, there was no improvement, no nothing, right? So when you're going through a breakup, and like literally, I would cry every day. Like, it was the hardest thing for
Mhm.
me to get over. And on top of that, I feel like I was putting in the work, right, to go see a therapist. And maybe it was a little bit my fault that I was relying on the therapist to solve all my problems and it wasn't working. I was just super frustrated with myself. So I remember after a therapy session, I literally just started crying. Like, you know, that silent cry? I just, oh my God, I said I wasn't going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I literally started crying, out of breath, and I just fell down to my knees.
Wow.
And I just started praying to God. And I was just like, please help me. Like, I just didn't know, you know, I'm the type of person, I'm very like, ask me anything and I'll tell you. Like, I have nothing to hide. But at the same time,
except when you're filling out a non-disclosure agreement.
I have nothing to hide. But I also know, like, with my friends, we're all adults. So we're all going through different stages in life. And I would never want to put my baggage onto my friends. So that's why I seek therapy. And, you know, I was going through so much that nobody knew that I was, like, going through that battle because, you know, they were going through their own things. And I think, and that was like a sign from God. I think that was his way of, you know, everything does happen for a reason. And granted, I put myself in that situation with that relationship, but he has a plan for us.
Wow.
Since we're in the womb. And I feel like he knew that this was the chance. I'm going to let her rock out, be in this toxic relationship because it's going to lead her to me.
Wow.
So that's when I started. I just got on my knees and I cried. I cried. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to get back into it.
That's crazy that we go through certain situations and we don't understand why, or I'm like, okay, what is the purpose in this? And sometimes the very thing that hurts us or breaks us, God uses to build us up again.
Exactly. And then one thing is realizing, because I feel like not a lot of people, but some people will be like, why God? And not realizing you kind of put yourself in that situation. It was never God.
Yeah.
You made that decision to, and those choices to be in that situation.
But a lot of people don't see that. Yeah. Right? Because we ultimately, it's like, and we were talking about it earlier, you know, I mean, we're not going to talk politics, but, you know, we were talking about how people make choices, right? Life is full of choices. And then we blame God for all the adversity and all the malice when it's really a people issue. Yeah. Like, you made a decision. There's the choices you make. And now here are said consequences. Doesn't mean that we deserve it or it should happen, right? It sucks, right? Because you're not going to tell someone who's heartbroken at the moment, well, we try to tell you that, like, that's not helpful. But it's crazy, like, how insightful you're able to say that, because some people are not able to still admit, like, you know what, I messed up on this one.
Like, the first year was a 10 out of 10. And then the second year, I don't know what happened. But, yeah, looking back, you know, I wouldn't change it for anything because it made me the person that I am now.
Wow.
I wouldn't change it at all, honestly. I also feel like going back to church was, it was a little bit difficult because I know my mom would love for me to go back to hers. So it was like a little bit difficult in the beginning, but we got through that. And, you know, it was just like at the end of the day, we're worshiping the same God.
That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters, you know, and where I feel comfortable, you know. And it's also a little bit convenient. It's literally across the street from Soul Cycle.
Oh, so you get your workout on?
Usually Sundays, I would go to Soul Cycle.
Before, because now you can't even do that.
At all. It's been 6 months. For the record.
Damn.
It's been, not across the street, but like a 10
minute walk.
But yeah, And I feel like going back to church, there's a glow that you have, right? I don't know if, I mean, I'm pretty sure you experience like people literally a month going consistently praying and reading the Bible. Like people would be like, Jen, there's something about you that's so different. Like you're
Wow.
glowing different. They're like, oh my God, is it a guy? And I'm like, no, I'm literally just going to church.
You're like, yeah, his name is Jesus.
Bae. So I feel like, you know, with that inner glow, you're also attracting like good people that have good, literally the best intentions. And I noticed that before when I wasn't going to church, I would attract who I was. Like I was toxic back then for sure. So those were the kind of guys that I would attract. Versus now that, you know, I've been in church for a few. Granted, it doesn't always work out, but they're good people. We always end up on a good note.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't ask for anything else on it. So when like other people are like, oh, dating sucks. And I'm like, I love dating. I love literally like getting dressed, going to dinner. Like, because we're genuine good men.
Oh, check it
Hashtag
out.
There's good men out there.
Oh, so
there you go. Repeat that message. Repeat that message. There you go.
There's so when people are like, oh, men are liars. No, I don't know. Because you need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that you attract who you are.
Yeah. But hashtag there's good men, but hashtag there has to be compatibility. Because we spoke about that in an episode and he's like, oh, I disagree. Because I'm like, you know, you can be a 10 out of 10. But that don't mean you're for me. Like, you can be great.
I had to learn that the hard way. Because there's good men, but it's just like, what is it? But then I feel like the toxic side comes out that it's like, I kind of want to argue. Why are we not arguing? Why is this too good to be true? Like, I kind of self-sabotage, too.
Or it almost feels like a little boring because it's a healthy relationship. Like, why is this?
Wait, what do you do?
Yeah.
That means you need to work on yourself. That's what that means.
No.
Just pick a fight.
When you guys are bored, what do you do?
Yeah. Just pick a fight. Just pick a fight. Just pick a fight.
Well, listen, you're still going to fight here and there for the stupid stuff. Yeah.
Half the time I think is that. It's probably out of boredom. We're like, wait, it's a little too calm. I don't like the way. I don't like the way you walk today.
Yeah, but I feel like you could do that in a healthy, way. For example, we're both gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna leave the light on because I want you to turn it off, and we'll start an argument just because of that.
But that's healthy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a way of kind of that's a healthy way. Or a perfect example. I'll turn off the light, but I'll leave the door open, and we start an argument. No, you're closer. No, I'm closer. So that's a healthy way of still having an argument. Yeah.
So he's admitting.
So this is what my future's looking like. This is what my future's looking like.
Like, oh, you forgot to put down the seat. That's gonna be your argument.
No, I'm hiding like a slipper or something. Like I'm taking it up there. Like I need more. I'm hiding something. Your toolbox? Look for it. I don't know where it's at.
I don't know where that screw is. A drill? You have a drill?
Listen, don't mess it up because you probably have the good one right in front of you and you just keep on like bringing the bad and be like, listen, are you going to do something about it? And you're not. And you think that all men are bad, but we're really not. We're not.
I agree. I haven't had I haven't had a bad guy, in a minute.
Oh, that's good.
No, but this is so lately with surgery and me not going to church, I've been slacking a little when it comes to my relationship with God. Along came two guys that I'm like, I need to go back to church. Wait a
second. Two guys or one guy? Could you please repeat the message?
She didn't say two at the same time. She didn't say
I'm just asking.
No. It's so the first guy hit me with, I don't know. He
said, I love Jesus too.
He has two baby moms. He's 27. I don't think he's going to watch this.
No.
He's 27.
Watch him find the video. The first time he finds the video, he's going to see this one. We have, 30 videos? And he's going to find this one.
He's 27, which I usually For me, 45 and over.
Oh,
45. I love
interesting.
yeah.
Los viejitos.
Yeah. That's where the money's at. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding or not?
Kidding.
So he's 27. That was a red flag. Like, you're 27. You could be my son. Two
Wow,
babies.
I don't think your son. I don't think
Her math. She's not good at girl math.
Yeah.
No, but 27 is so young. Like, that's a baby.
They're young-minded. Yes.
When you're dating 45 and over for so long, it's like 27 is like, you're a baby. You're a baby. Where's your crib? I have to put you to sleep tonight. So he has 2 baby moms.
This is gonna be called God and dating.
Well, that's a red flag right there. 2 baby
Which one?
moms.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
not
that-
the age. I mean,
yeah.
if I was to look at a 40-year-old with the same scenario, I mean, the 27-year-old would be a lot more of a red flag than
That's
a
true.
40-year-old.
Yes, that's
We
true.
kind of trauma bonded because he got into an accident too.
Oh.
So we were
So
both
you guys are
like-
getting therapy together? You guys are both getting acupuncture and both
Like,
laying down in the bed?
Let me put Bengay on you. Here,
He
put
had a
some
cane
Bengay.
and all. I was like, wow.
Oh.
I had a cane, but I tossed it out. Like, you will never see me with a cane. There's no way. So I'm like, wow, you're really injured. Okay. So
He was committed to the injury at this point. He was just like, this is who I am now.
And then, so, all right, 2 baby moms. What was the list? 2 baby moms. And he smoked.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know, 15 to 17 blunts a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not supposed to say, oh my gosh. Oh,
Oh,
Red
no,
flag.
no.
Red
flag.
Run. If you're in this situation, run, please.
And then the third one, all right, so when guys ask me, Jen, what are you looking for in a guy? I never answer that question.
No.
Because I feel like if I tell you what I expect from you, you could easily like switch up on me and be that person, make me fall in love,
And
and
then
then
switch out.
up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, no, I don't expect anything. Just, be yourself.
Mhm.
And then that's how I usually like read people. So day 1 of surgery, back surgery, I was just he texted me he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's just not for me. But he texted me like, hey, good luck on your surgery, whatever. We started talking. What should I have for lunch? And I was like, you should get Chipotle. And no, he was like, what should I? I was like, you should get Chipotle. He was like, I don't want it, but I'm not in the mood for it. But you should order that for yourself. A 45-year-old would never. A 45-year-old,
What would they do? They would bring you Chipotle.
they would bring me the Chipotle.
They would make
for
Chipotle
you
and
to
bring
tell
it.
me you should get yourself Chipotle. I can't even go downstairs. I can't even get up.
Like, I'm just coming out of surgery, sir.
Just got done with the BBL, and you're telling me to go
Not
get
the BBL.
just got done with a fresh BBL. You're gonna tell me to order my Chipotle? Blocked. I don't have time for that.
I would have said order for both of us.
Is that true?
No,
You're
I'm
just
joking.
talking.
I'm joking.
I was just
Yeah, I sent him to run my errands. So Yeah.
I take care of all of them.
he does. He's the errand boy.
So, all right. For me, honestly, I don't care about the height. I've dated guys my height with like the biggest confidence ever. I really don't care. Short kings, yeah, they're cute. They're cute. Short kings are cute when they're confident.
So she like him short and over 45.
No.
And with confidence.
I only dated one
And with a
short
Chipotle credit
person.
card, please.
I only dated
Not a
one.
Chipotle credit card.
I only dated one short person. And he was the sweetest because he was very confident. Versus, I know other guys that they're like, oh, you can't wear heels around me. What? Because God made you short? That's a you problem. What the heck? What the heck is to do with me wearing heels? That's nutty.
And like, sorry, my height, makes you question your masculinity.
Yeah, I can't wear heels? Are you crazy? But with me, I'm looking for a problem solver. I think in past relationships, I've always had to be the one to figure it out. I'm in a place right now that no, like it would be nice to have a partner who can figure it out, not only for himself, obviously, but to think a few steps ahead and me not have to worry about anything. Just tell me your Uber's downstairs, gate 18. We're going to Cancun. Like,
is that too much to ask?
No.
Is that too much? Like,
no.
Like, honey, here's our reservation.
You schedule the Uber, the reservation. You tell me where's the gate. I love you.
You see? So
yeah, but I feel like you won't get to that step until you're really like invested in a relationship. Like when we started, I wasn't gonna do none of that. Over time, you kind of get to that place.
About, like, problem solving.
I think that no. Well, we don't count because we were so young, so it was only so much.
You wasn't gonna book a flight.
So we're gonna disregard everything for us.
It was only so much you can do. Like, was I expecting a Cancun trip? No, because I was 17.
There's no way.
Grandma was not letting me take no trip with you.
What are you talking about? We would have went to the Bronx Zoo on a Wednesday.
Wait, that's true.
Right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
We used to go to the
Bronx Zoo.
absolutely.
That's a vibe.
But I'm saying,
don't judge me, babe. Now our trips are a lot better.
But I'm saying we can't compare that age group to now as an adult. It's like you have your expectations are a little bit higher. I think that if a guy really is into a girl, he would book the trip. He would
early
do those
on
things.
in a relationship.
There are
within a month.
It depends your financial situation.
Yes, within a month, you know whether
if you're serious,
you're into this. Like, where are we going from here?
Yeah, if you're serious, yes.
Yeah.
But what if the guy's just playing around? You know, he got 2 baby moms. He smokes. You know.
Well, that's why I cut him off.
Okay, good.
She was like, "Oh no, you're not offering me a solution. Goodbye."
Yeah, that's good.
You know, so because as you get older, your standards kind of change, right? Like she would have maybe tolerated it at 19, but now it's like
no. She's a point in time where she wants something to settle.
Now at 21, it's
now
like
at 21,
we're not doing that.
Yeah, 21. What is that? 21.
You know?
When I was younger, it was all about like he has to be this tall, built, whatever, abs.
Yeah, I feel like you got to compromise nowadays, right? Because I mean, what if they look perfect? They look like a guy from Abercrombie and Fitch, and he doesn't. Yeah, and he doesn't even know what Chipotle is, or he doesn't know how to open the door for you, or he doesn't even want to take you to the movies, or he's embarrassed to introduce you to his friends.
There's no way in 2023 that he doesn't know what Chipotle is.
I know, I'm joking. I'm being exaggerated. That's what I do.
Now amen. I literally came so positive. I love men. They're so nice.
And I was like, no, you're the problem.
Listen, but you'll be surprised. There's some funny people out there. So the whole point is you kind of have to compromise, right? And you're talking about what you want. But what are you going to bring to the table as well, right? Because it's all we spoke about 30 minutes in. I want this and that. But when are you going to say, hey, listen, I want all of this? Or not even, let me not say what I want. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to bring to the table.
She makes poo-poo
right?
sauce.
Because that's really going to set expectation for a man.
I could get my mom to make
See, that's one of the conversations we have in the daily now. All these women want this and that. And half of them, wait, let me finish. Half of them don't know how to cook, don't want to clean, but want me to be the provider, want me to figure everything out. But what are you going to bring to the table? And again, I'm not trying to get at you.
No, in general.
But I think, right, it's 2024 or 2020, right? Well, whatever it is.
It's going to air in 2024.
I don't know when we're going to put this. So it is what it is in this year and time, right? Where there's a lot of equality, right?
Yeah.
But for certain things. So
Take me back to when women were not allowed to work, honestly.
But you can't do that anymore.
Take me back to those days.
You can't do that anymore, man. That's like me, you know, I have these conversations with friends of mine all the time, and I like, look at my wife, for example, right? She has dreams. She finished her master's degree. She's finishing getting licensed. What if I was to tell her, you're not going to do any of that. Forget about all your dreams. You can stay home with the kids and clean. Right? Why would I do that to her?
At this point, I'm willing.
I think Denise is willing to do that.
That's what she says, right?
At this point.
But when she's obligated to cook every day and clean every day, because...
Well, now both girls are in school. You're going to have the time to cook. She's going to be bored. What are you going to do?
Nothing. That's the point. You're going to do nothing.
Cook and clean.
I'm going to cook, clean, work out.
That's what you say. It's like you buy a bike, right? We talked about the Peloton bike the other day. You have the bike there as a coat rack because you have it in front of you. You know you're supposed to do it, but you don't.
No. He's saying like that's an example.
No. We decided to get sneakers, so she got like 4
Are you
pairs of sneakers.
kidding me?
She needed sneakers.
I don't buy stuff, so if he don't buy it, I'll be wearing the same thing.
I was gonna say for the bike,
I want to rent it.
Do rent it, and if you are consistent with it, then buy it.
That's what I told him.
Then we'll buy it for you next Christmas.
That's what I told. Mother's Day, my birthday.
I'm joking. I could buy for you whenever you want, baby.
Problem solver.
I could buy for you.
Problem solver.
You know what it is?
Go.
I would buy it, but I don't want to buy it if she's not going to utilize it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, rent it for 3 months.
Because we'll be fighting if I don't. You know what's that? To buy a Peloton and not
like, I understand the membership in the gym. You pay $20-$40 and you don't go to it.
Yeah, but
you know, you park in the parking lot. You sit down like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. It's too dark outside.
Does that? You do that?
No, I don't do that, babe.
Oh, I've done that. Like,
look at that. She's like, oh my god, I find myself in that message.
Because the Ubers took her right in front.
No,
and
me
she's
and
like,
my friend usually like we did it once that we just got to the front of the gym and it's like, oh, we should just go out to dinner.
Did she see the cold plunge?
Yes, I did. I showed her.
Okay.
She didn't bring clothes.
You brought a change of outfit?
No, she didn't.
You guys are like the same sizes.
It's
okay.
But anyways, do you feel that now that you've come back to like, you know, having a relationship with God, do you feel that that impacts or influences what you're looking for now in relationships?
It does. Just because, like I said, I feel like my toxic days are over. It's just I have more clarity of what I want. I definitely, besides being a problem solver, someone that does love God as well. I would love for them to go to church as well, you know? That's something we can do together.
And that's important to discuss before committing, because there's people that have different religious beliefs or no religious belief and one does, and then it's like then when you have kids and stuff and you want to instill those principles, the other parents like, no, we're not feeding them that.
Point. Usually I ask like, would you vaccinate your kids?
Okay.
Because it's like we're doing vaccines.
And then he's gonna be like,
we're doing vaccines.
He's gonna be like, no,
absolutely not.
He's gonna be like, you're gonna homeschool the kid
but
so they don't have to get vaccinated.
I'll stay home. I'll stay home.
That's what she's looking for, 45 and up.
That's what she says now, man. You staying home? I don't know. I stay home and I get nervous inside
He's home
the
for 2 days and he's like itching
Yeah,
to
I
get
gotta go
do
out.
something.
Oh, but then you can still go out with the kids. Take them to the park. You don't have to be locked inside the house.
Have you met my daughter? Have you met Lena? Yeah, you were with her for a little bit. She likes strawberries and then she hates them and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You see?
Yeah, but she loves all of that attention. Like, she's good if you pay attention to her. That's all she wants.
Jenni, too. It's like, I just need
No,
someone
she
there for me.
reminds me of myself now that I think about it.
You see? Yeah.
Wow. So what do you guys...
Oh my God, that's like a wake-up call for ourselves. She's like, what?
It's tough.
Because in a way, you're like mentally screwing my head. Because you literally, that's how...
You got to edit this part, baby. We got to take this out.
Because she literally told me, I love broccoli, whatever. She went on a story. And then in the room, oh yeah, I don't like broccoli.
So imagine...
Ma'am, which one is it?
So imagine a guy dating you having to deal with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've gotten, that is true.
See, we might need a little
more
work.
therapy.
Just a little bit of work.
More therapy.
No, but seriously, I'm happy that you've been able to sit with us and we were able to chit chat. We've digressed a few times, but I think ultimately,
hopefully it's not the last time. So
I think ultimately, the biggest takeaway is that dating isn't too bad, right? There are good men.
There are great men out there,
right? And it's better to date, as per Jenni, before committing, right?
I'm like literally realizing things right now,
which is so opposite of what we've been taught even growing up. Because before it's like, you in a relationship, you gotta commit and that's it. Like,
yeah, it's always good to try different flavors. I mean, yeah.
I'm not co-signing that message, but that is
No,
her.
trying
That
different
is her
flavors.
opinion.
Like, no, for the record, I don't sleep around. Like, I don't.
Nobody was going that drastic, okay? You say.
I went there when she was saying to her about
You're like, not everyone.
trying different flavors. I was like, guys,
Wow, babe. Wow.
let's keep
Judging.
it. You know, I am.
Yeah, that's the Pentecostal in you. I'm gonna pray for you, okay?
Denise.
I'm a little
I think
judgmental.
okay, let's go back to a message. I think we should do better as a church where if somebody leaves, we gotta reach out to them. We can't just, leave them abandoned.
Yes, amen.
Wow.
But I'm here. I look for Jenni. I think I reach out overall to people that have left. I mean, after a while, there's people that don't respond. So I'm like, all right, I'm not like
Yeah,
that's it. You
But
can't.
is it because we're childhood friends? That's why I asked him that question, because why are you reaching out? Is it because we're childhood friends? What if it was someone else?
Because we already had a relationship.
Not really. That's why I told her no, because I reach out to people that don't
I know,
have.
but there's people that have left. That
So you don't
matter
reach
of fact,
out
I'll
to
put it-
people.
Yeah, look, no, I'll put
Wow,
it this
she doesn't
way.
reach out to
I'll put
no
it this way. I would reach out to people that we both know that know her beforehand, and they will answer me and they wouldn't answer her. So
Oh, yeah.
because
Mhm.
not because of the relationship or the longer, right? She knows them longer. It's just I just think I come with a different approach. I'm really
I
just hoping
also-
everything is okay with yourself.
What approach you be giving?
I don't know.
None. But I feel that I've been close to leadership at church since a young childhood. So I'm associated with certain people.
That's true. That's true.
That come off as judgmental. So I could see people not wanting to like reach out because they're like, oh, maybe she's an informant
Yep.
or gonna say something. It could be like, no, for real.
It's the truth.
You know?
It's the truth. It's the
Yeah,
truth.
like, oh, she's gonna let so and so know, and
She's
like,
part of that circle.
which
She's part of that
ultimately
group.
I don't care, like, because I've had my shares of ups and downs even while at church. So it's like, who am I to judge someone else? But it happens. But the people who are meant to still be in your life are still connected one way, or if not, life has a way of kind of bringing people back together if it's meant, because I think we all have seasons like in people's lives. It's like, all right, maybe this is my time to have to figure it out on my own. Maybe I can reconnect with this person because it's a different time. I'm in a different space. I can see things differently. All that stuff
What
plays
do
a
you
role.
mean by seasons? Like, I don't like seasonal friendships.
It's not seasonal friendships. I don't feel that every friend, you have certain friends that are there for you at all times, like through thick and thin, right? Then you have other types of friendships that are like more like, all right, coworker friends, right? It might not be the same friendship you have with someone you've had outside of work, right? There's certain different, right? So there's even people that I've connected at church that I may not have had that childhood connection with, that is going to be different. It's like, all right, you have to figure it out, because some people, as much as you try to put yourself out there, they're not really receptive to engaging with you for whatever reason that is. And you have to like let it be. Like, all right, maybe they're going through their thing. Some of them resurface. We've had friends that have gone hiatus. Like, we don't even know where that person was.
And that doesn't bring you anxiety? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, why I haven't, like, I don't know. I'm very anxious.
I don't think,
Depending on the friend, how close we were.
I don't
If
think
we weren't that close, this is
I mean, maybe at the beginning, it's kind of like, oh, what happened? What went wrong? You kind of want to know. But ultimately, it's like, it's okay. I mean, those are things that you can't control. I could only control what I say, how I act, what I do, right? Everything else that other people do is out of my control.
Yeah, ultimately, I mean, you could just put your part. If they receive the message or not, really is up to them. I'll give you a perfect example. I remember on our last retreat this year, I spoke to one of the guys and I said, listen, you're going to get hit hard. So make sure you have at least 2 guys within the church that you're always connected to. Granted, we left camp and like 2 months later, a whole bunch of stuff happened to him. Supposedly, I was the second person that he was going to reach out to. He would answer to me all the time. But it came a point in time where he just started ignoring my phone calls and my text message. I did my part and I warned him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because God gave me that word for him. So he can't blame anybody but himself.
That is true.
That's crazy. I feel like we had a little bit of everything. We had God, dating, and even friendship in this
Funny,
little mix.
sad, we cried, we laughed, a little
I
bit
did
everything.
not cry. My eyes got watery.
She did. Well,
No, I did not use the napkin.
No, it didn't get crazy. But that's because I threw a little punch, a little joke. That kind of.
To kind of take that away.
Yeah.
That's
Point
I don't
is,
remember the joke, but okay.
point is that life happens, right? And at the end of the day, God is a vibe. Like that is
Oh my gosh.
whatever was implanted as a child stays with you, right? Like it goes with you.
Absolutely.
And as far as you may go, no matter where you go, ultimately that seed is planted. And when God has a calling and a purpose in your life, he'll use anything and whatever is around to bring you back to him.
Totally.
So it had to be said.
And it was said. Take care, guys.
Bye.
That was so good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was fun.